Hi, I'm Eric Davis, and this is a deep dive into adapters and how they are going to evolve over time and what we can do with them even right now. So let's just start with the simplest one that we can get, and that would be potentially the threaded adapter here. So the two annular grooves, the crenulations, the fixed and free rotation, pull the sleeve back in the first one, free rotation, pull the sleeve back, insert, and there you have it. So of course, this one's 8 millimeters, and it's made to be screwed into our profile sanders, and you basically get that. If you wanted to have this on a 5 millimeter threaded adapter in free rotation or fixed position, and you added a coupling to it and an extension, yes, you could even, like for instance, in this particular version, you could just put it onto, like, say, a paintbrush or something. And this is just, me showing the example. One of the things that you can be sure of is that at the store, when you go buy a paintbrush, you're going to see that the handle is always there. Well, I'm just saying there's a possibility that we could do something like this, eliminate that much plastic or that much wood that is there, even on the low end of the spectrum of the tools. So that just gives us the ability to either put it right up here and paint close, or put it on extension, or even put it completely on an extension pole as well. So, if we have this connector on the extension pole, it's the same thing. So you can see that we have this possibility, and you can also see here I have some 3D printed ones, and of course we can simplify all that and just make it even out of 3D printed versions of it. So in the case of having this as a high-end 42 CRMO steel spindle, I could even make this out of plastic ABS, and we could make a whole handle system dedicated to just lightweight, light-duty projects, like something like a paintbrush or a spatula or something like that. So there are possibilities that we can go up in grade and down in grade in that. So there is also something that that's not been seen before here, and that is these detents. And so this is what we call a ball detent, and this is the annular groove. And the ball bearings on the inside can be used to be inserted correctly into that and prevent rotation. We can even get rid of the crenulations here and the crenulations here, even the pins, and just use the ball bearing detents. So there's 2 patents around this quick connector system that is dedicated to this, and you'll see that we'll have multiple uses over time. So what's the impact for the environment? Well, we get to potentially eliminate handles that are potentially unnecessary. All we need to do is have a place to screw it in or to adapt to it. So we have what I would say is the threaded versions that you've just witnessed right there. And then we also have what I call the flat adapter, and that is this one right here. And it's basically a metal plate that's welded into it, and we have the 4 screws, and then we can have pretty much any object in between here. And then we have what I call the S-Connect system right here. And I want to be able to display and show you that right here. So this is the S-Tang, and this is the connector, the S-Connector. And there's only one way that it works. So you have to kind of go in at it in an opposite direction, and you hook that first external one and twist it over, and now it's in line, and here you can be in fixed or free rotation like that as well. And that is the S-Connector. And of course here you can see how we can simplify a lot of manufacture, where we can just use a welded adapter like this, and you can see it right here. The manufacturer of the rasp sander combo was used with just this. We can weld it directly to our plate, leave the S connector on this side, and now we have the rasp sander combo that goes between shutters and things like that. So there we have the S connect, and of course we have different like 5mm threaded adapters. This one's 6mm. There's a coupling. Here's a Riffler rasps, and you could basically do something like this where you have your Riffler rasps on fixed or free rotation. And then of course, now you can switch it over and put it into power tool, depending on the carving or whatever you're doing. So now we go to a hex bit adapter. Okay, so as you can see here, I can pull this back. Now I have a hex bit. Here is a hex bit brush, nylon brush, and depending on what I'm doing, I can brush, scrape, or whatever needs to be connected here. You can even see that if it's going to be like a screwdriver bit as well. Yes, that crenulations provide torque, so I can twist and turn just like that to get that. And then of course, if for instance the ratchet drive right here, I just welded a 8mm adapter onto it. If I didn't like the fact that that was such a small handle right there, not everybody's going to go through that effort to weld an 8mm adapter to it, but you could if you wanted to. And of course, here we are in fixed position, and then of course you've got your ratchet. So I don't see, quite honestly, there need to be in a freely rotating version, but maybe you're grinding and you're getting callus on your hands. Maybe there is a reason for that. So, but the choice is yours, of course. So we can see that it has all of these applications here, and then without making it even further, we can see that we have different, this is me just playing around with some. Here's an 8mm threaded adapter. This is a universal joint, and here we are. Now, if I need to get in and around something, that's possible. But what this was really about was I wanted to show that adapters can go. So right now I'm going to put this in one so that you can see it just in this position here. So if I were to put a rasp sander combo on, it would be in reciprocation like this. So you can see that it's reciprocating like that. But if I switch this over to 90 degree and I hold it right here, now I'm oscillating here. So with just a simple shift like this, I can change it from reciprocation to oscillation. And incidentally, even with the profile sanders, which are flexible, you can just bend it over, hold it in a spot, and still get that. So whatever you might be connected to, instead of having a reciprocal action, you could switch it over and make some oscillations out of it. So there are certain adapters that we can obviously see that will extend and make stuff. Now, let's talk duo mode here. And duo mode for me is putting, we'll use the strap sander in free rotation on this side and free rotation on this side. And here we go. So it's like a jump rope, okay? So here we are, I'm twisting, and you do that. Now, if you go into fixed position, the jump rope no longer works, and it just kind of binds up on itself like that, okay? So a strong connection with the strap sander. So as you can see here, I have, this one doesn't have the metal post on it right here, but we have our 3mm Allen wrench here. You open this up, and of course you slide this over that, and now with these super strong connections here, It's not going to fray right here. Especially these straps were made because the power tool and damping handle as you're going around was fraying it against this. So we had spent a lot of time developing this connector for these very purposes. So you can see that the system has quite the variety of possibilities. Even in this case here, I just welded a chainsaw to it. You know, of course you've seen this before. So the hunters or the outdoorsmen, where you would, you know, if you wanted to cut down a tree, you could just go straight at it like that. So there's different variables of working with two hands as well. Now, one of the advantages here again is that with the welded version like this, it can be a lot more expensive. So here we are at 3 millimeters thick, and if I wanted to, I could just do the same scraper and buy one of these. So we could probably lower some of the cost based on this, but we liked the fact that this was a robust and welded adapter on that. So these are just possibilities that, you know, you could still have a great fixed or freely rotating scraper with a slotted adapter as well as with a welded one. So there you have it. I believe I've covered most of what is and what can be. I mean, I have some nice Kutzall rasp, the standard carbide right here, and this is the Extreme MCM. You might see James Wright using these in some of his videos. He has a prototype, and these are just really a dream for rasps and things like that. So, of course, with like anything, brushes, here I am just using screws to put different anything on it. So adapters come in all varieties, sizes, and shapes. Of course, I can't make a million of them right now, but we will certainly bring in metric, American Standard, and anything else that makes sense as we start building up the product list and line for this. But everything's got to start from somewhere. So I hope that helps. Deep dive onto the adapters. Thank you.